He left without a word, and I let him. My wife stopped touching me. Do you know what that feels like? To lie beside the person you love night after night and feel nothing but a cold void where warmth once was. To reach for her and feel her pull away, like your touch is poison. That silence, that growing distance, it's suffocating. And I thought I could live with it until her best friend looked me straight in the eye and said the words that changed everything. Kiss me. Intimacy doesn't vanish overnight. It dies in small, invisible increments. A missed kiss before work. A turn back in bed. Excuse after excuse. I'm tired. I have a headache. Not tonight. At first, I let it slide. We were both busy. Work had us drained. But as weeks turned into months, I realized something had shifted. My wife wasn't just tired. She was gone. I tried to fight it quietly. Bought flowers, planned date nights, even booked a weekend getaway, hoping maybe we just needed time together. But she carried that distance like an invisible wall between us. And the worst part? She didn't even seem to notice what it was doing to me. Do you know what it's like to crave the touch of someone who once couldn't keep their hands off you? To sit inches away from your own wife and feel more invisible than you've ever felt? That was my reality. And I didn't tell anyone. What man admits his wife no longer wants him? The only one who seemed to notice was Rachel, my wife's best friend. She'd been around forever. One of those friends who shows up unannounced, who knows the fridge better than you do. Funny, outspoken, full of life, and lately, she'd been asking questions I couldn't answer. You okay? She asked one night after dinner when my wife had gone upstairs. I nodded, forcing a smile. But Rachel didn't buy it. Her eyes lingered a little too long, like she could see right through me. That's how it started. Small things. The way she stayed behind to help clean up when my wife disappeared into her phone. The way she laughed at my jokes a little too hard. The way her hand brushed mine when she passed me a glass. Little sparks I tried to ignore. But ignoring loneliness is like trying to hold back a tide. It builds and builds until it drowns you. One night, the dam broke. My wife had gone on a work trip. Rachel came over to drop something off for her. We sat in the kitchen, talking over coffee. The conversation was light at first. Work, movies, nothing serious. But then it shifted. Does she even see you anymore? Rachel asked softly. I froze. The question sliced through me because it was the exact thing I'd been asking myself for months. I tried to laugh it off, but my throat tightened. Finally, I whispered, No, not really. Rachel's eyes softened. She's blind, and she said, Because you're you. The silence between us thickened. I felt it in my chest, in my hands, in the way her gaze locked with mine and didn't look away. Then she leaned in slightly and said it. Kiss me. My whole body went still. My heart pounded so hard, it felt like the walls would shake. 1,000 thoughts flashed at once. This was wrong, this was betrayal. But at the same time, it was everything I'd been starving for. Someone seeing me, wanting me, pulling me back into the world of the living. I didn't kiss her. Not that night. I pulled back, muttered something about it being late, and walked her to the door. But the words haunted me. Kiss me. They echoed in my head louder than anything my wife had said in months. After that night, I couldn't stop noticing Rachel. The way her eyes lingered when I spoke. The way she laughed at things no one else found funny. The way she listened, really listened. When I opened my mouth, she saw me, and I hadn't felt seen in so long. The more my wife pulled away, the more Rachel pulled me in. I wish I could tell you I stayed strong, that I walked away. But the truth is, one night I didn't. One night, when the loneliness became unbearable and my wife was once again absent. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, I let my guard down. Rachel was there. Her hand found mine. And this time, when she whispered, Kiss me, I did. It wasn't fireworks. It wasn't cinematic. It was messy, desperate, filled with the weight of everything I'd been holding inside. But it was real. For the first time in years, I felt wanted, desired, alive. The guilt came quickly. As soon as it was over, it wrapped itself around me like chains. This wasn't who I was. I wasn't the kind of man who betrayed his vows. And yet, in a twisted way, hadn't my wife betrayed me first? Not with another man, but with absence, neglect, silence that had turned our marriage into a grave. I wrestled with that question for days, weeks. I couldn't look at Rachel the same. I couldn't look at my wife the same, either. Every interaction felt heavy, poisoned with secrets. And then something happened that broke me completely. One night, lying in bed beside my wife, I reached for her out of habit. She sighed and turned away, pulling the blanket tighter around herself. No touch, no warmth, just a wall. In that moment, I realized I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't even hurt. I was empty. My marriage wasn't alive. It hadn't been for a long time. Rachel's kiss didn't destroy my marriage. It only revealed what I'd been too afraid to admit. It was already gone. When my wife eventually noticed my distance and asked what was wrong, I finally told her the truth. Not about Rachel, but about us. About the way she had abandoned me long before I ever betrayed her. About how I couldn't keep living in a marriage that felt like solitary confinement. It wasn't dramatic. There was no screaming. Just a quiet acknowledgement, a sad acceptance that we had both let something precious die. Walking away wasn't easy, but it was necessary. Because sometimes the cruelest form of betrayal isn't cheating. It's neglect. It's making the person who loves you feel like a ghost in their own home. And while Rachel's part of my story will always be complicated, she reminded me of something I had almost forgotten. I was still human, still worthy of touch, affection, love. My wife stopped touching me, and in that silence, she lost me. But in the eyes of another, I found the courage to face the truth. I deserved more than cold space in a shared bed. I deserved to be seen,